Mhm.
All right, welcome to the introduction to the Liver Rescue Cleanse. This is based on Anthony Williams' book, Liver Rescue. And I am going to share my PowerPoint with you. Ta-da. Give me 1 second here. All right. Actually, I'm going to share a little bit first why I did the cleanse, why I got started in the cleanse to begin with. And then I'll share my PowerPoint with you that I put together. So 10 years ago, my mom was diagnosed with the first of three cancers. It was colon cancer. And so being the health person that I am, health conscious and always wanting to learn, I started learning about bowels and liver and colon and really discovered how we can use food as medicine. And then when I started working with women around pleasure, I realized that the liver, and I know there's some messages in the chat. I'll read them in a moment. Um, our liver is where we store anger and it's where toxins are stored. And it's also where our sexual life force energy comes from. So I started realizing that the women in our pleasure program, we can do all these pleasure practices that I teach, but if they've actually got a toxic liver, they can only reach a certain point, and then the energy isn't flowing. The chi, the life force energy is unable to flow. So I started doing the cleanse for myself, realized I had huge transformations in my energy levels, my vitality, my feeling of joy and happiness. And so, like I said, women started coming to me and they're like, we would like what you're doing, Virya. Will you let us join you next time? And so I just found this last group right now that I'm current group of women in our pleasure program. They did the cleanse right at the beginning of our pleasure program, and they are having like so many more transformations of healing and transformation in all areas of their life, and especially around intimacy and body love and body care. So I'm committed to letting as many people know as I can about the cleanse so that we can have more women um, who are, thank you, Joanne, who are wanting to have health and vitality. So let me pull up my PowerPoint for you. And all right, so I'm going to give an example. I think I was talking to you earlier today, Laura, as well about this, but I'm just going to give a quick preamble of it here. I'm going to leave this on the screen and you can read this while I'm sharing. So, the reason we want to cleanse our liver, and I'm going to talk more about what your liver actually does in your body. We'll talk about that tonight. But if you worked and you cleaned your whole kitchen tonight, your whole sink, your counter, your floors, and you had it ready for breakfast in the morning, and then you woke up in the morning and somebody had dumped canola and vegetable and olive oil all over your counters and all over your floor, you would have to stop everything you're doing and you'd have to clean up the oil before you could do anything else, before you could have breakfast, before you could even safely navigate the kitchen. So, what happens with your liver is when you get up in the morning and you consume fats. So, nut milks, milk, butter, eggs, meats, seeds, flaxseed, hemp seed. When you consume fats in the morning, your liver has to stop clearing toxins out of your body. It has to stop breaking down vitamins and nutrients. And now it has to clean up. So one of the things in the liver cleanse, and I think I sent it to you, um, Laura, and if you remind me, Joanne, at the end of the call, and anybody who's listening to the recording later, I literally just finished it today, 7 steps to support your liver and increase vitality and feel more alive. I put together 7 steps that you can start right now to reduce certain things that they recommend and to start already giving your liver a chance to clear the toxins out of the body. So I have a link I can send you, and you can click on that and sign up, and you can get that. And then you'll also be on my email list, which you can unsubscribe at any time. But most people like to stay because I do a weekly bite-sized pleasure moment on Tuesdays, just ways to have more joy and pleasure in your life. They're pretty fun videos that I do. And I'll let you know when there's liver cleanse or other activities that are happening. So here are some of the top results from previous participants, and I can actually add to this list because we just finished another cleanse and I hadn't added to. And then I'd love to know which one of these are you most excited about. You could drop it in the chat, or in a moment we can unmute your mic. So more energy. You just heard from Connie. Some of you were just on earlier and heard from Connie. Jackie, who did the cleanse a couple times, she likes to track things and keep track of things. She said she had 2 hours more energy every single day. She wasn't napping anymore. Improved facial skin tone, weight reductions of up to 13 pounds, reduced inflammation. Lots of people that had arthritic inflammation, pain in their joints, that had the inflammation reduced and therefore the pain reduced. Reduced high blood pressure. I released 24 gallstones. Increased feeling of wellness within the body, dissolved unhealthy food cravings. Anybody have unhealthy food cravings? Just put yes in the chat. I had some unhealthy food cravings that developed during COVID because I was alone too long in my cabin without other people. And so I would emotional eat chocolate or chips, and I would eat all of it. So you get to clear some of those unhealthy food cravings if you have any. Improved sleep. So many people said they started having better sleep, even people that have suffered from insomnia. Rediscover how good fruits and vegetables can taste. So you literally reset your taste buds. Become acutely aware of existing automatic eating habits when hungry. So sometimes we just automatically go to certain things because that's been a habit. So you get to start being conscious of those so you can change habits if you want. Discover how much fluid is required to actually be hydrated. So when you start noticing your bowel movements and that with what you'll be eating, you're like, oh my gosh, no wonder I've been having problems. I'm dehydrated. Most people are severely dehydrated. And for some reason, I mentioned the gallstones twice. 100% of the participants who began the cleanse completed the cleanse. Excuse me, might actually need to go get water, see how I do here. So I'm going to check in the chat what you're most excited about. Reduced inflammation, increased feeling of wellness within the body and sleep. Yeah, so that's for you, Joanne. Anything crunchy and salty. Yeah, those habits. Yes, we've all been there. So, okay, excellent. Look up. So, biggest health struggle right now. What is your biggest health struggle right now? Let me know in the chat. And I may look up for some of you in my handy book here, because I'm aware of some of them. But let me know what your biggest health challenge is. And those of you that are watching this later, feel free to private message me, and I will also just do some. So he talks specifically about irritable bowel syndrome, and I will look up later to what the other woman who was part of the cleanse before. I don't know if it was irritable bowel or something else, but she had huge success with the cleanse. Yeah, so there's literally a whole entire chapter in Liver Rescue on bloating, constipation, and IBS. So I'm more than happy to stick around after and read some of that and share some of that. So IBS, yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, inflammation, sleep, yes. So I used to have my certain knuckles would get all swollen and like arthritic, like my mom has these knuckles that are all gnarly. And I notice it's like completely gone in my fingers now. So yes, I know for sure inflammation will disappear. And I love that he's got a whole chapter on IBS. So more than happy to share that with you, Laura, and we can chat more about that after. So here's a couple of the people. So Rachel I already mentioned lower her blood pressure was lowered. Her knee pain, she had constant knee pain, that was reduced and less inflamed, more energy, playfulness, dissolved some weight, slimmer, more energetic, and she found a love for celery juice. Not everybody likes it the first time, but your body acquires a taste because you get so many benefits from it. And she loved my support and guidance. Jackie says she was blown away by the results, exponentially more energy, skin is not so red and blotchy, and she feels more like a new self, new person, new herself. Joyce is the one, let me just see here. Yeah, Joyce does not have a large intestine, and she was able to do the cleanse. She was worried about that because she usually can't eat that many fresh vegetables. So she did half of the salads and half of the and more steamed vegetables instead because she can't eat that many of the salads. So we just adjusted it for her. And she said the biggest shift for her was, well, one, she appreciated the support. She was able to put herself first and clear away the sugar cravings. She also teaches yin yoga. Her sleep improved. And one of the things you can do tonight is, so you can check, I can't really show it here, but if you go from your ankle, on the inside of your ankle, let's see if I can, the inside of your ankle, and feel all the way up here and massage it. If it's painful, your liver is toxic. And so Joyce was the one that taught us that. She's like, she was teaching yoga and suddenly she was massaging up her liver meridian and she exclaimed to her class, "My liver meridian doesn't hurt anymore since I did the cleanse." And she said it had always hurt. So she's now done the cleanse twice. This was the first time she participated, but she's also done it a second time. Elisa said new level of awareness on her wellness journey, and a big one with her was letting go of the pounds and reduced inflammation. And Teresa, more clarity of thought, more adventurous in movement, more alive, cravings gone, cravings for junk food, caffeine, and alcohol. And she really appreciated all the recipes. And Joanne was surprised. Yeah, so Joanne is gluten intolerant and celiac. And she was surprised how gentle the cleanse was. Cravings are gone for coffee, sugar, and alcohol, sleeping better, revitalized, energized, and freer now. So, some of you already mentioned why you're here. What do you want? So, if you want to drop that in the chat and a little more specifically. So, um, yes, Joanne, you mentioned I have a friend who struggles with diabetes and results with this. Yes, I can pull that more up in a moment. I haven't had specifically somebody with diabetes that has come into the cleanse. It also depends on type 2 or type 1 diabetes, but I have lots of information on that here. And yes, I actually was reading about it last time because I had some people that were going to join. And it's definitely supportive for somebody with diabetes. So it's on so the liver meridian is on the inside of the leg. So from the ankle on the inside all the way up both sides. This was at the end of the cleanse. So she had completed the cleanse 9 days and then she had the miraculously there was no pain in the liver on the liver meridian. So that's your liver meridian on the inside of your leg. So that to inside going up, that's called the yin channel. So what kind of results? So we had reduced inflammation. What else are you looking for? Anybody who's listening later, you can message me and let me know. What would you be looking for, Joanne, and what would you be looking for, Laura? Yeah, I want to live longer and be healthy, right? I want to be like vital and keep dancing and making love till I want to be, I see so many people that are literally my age here in Mexico or a little bit older, and they're not going out and doing adventures and things because they've got um, either something wrong with a hip or a lot of obesity, overweight, they can't move, or they don't have the health and the vitality. So um, yeah. All right. So let me know what do you want from the cleanse? What would be if I could wave a magic wand and at the end of the cleanse you had this, or maybe the results like Connie did, what would that be for you? What would make it worth your while? So the cleanse right now is, like I said, you are going to receive, and that's not the right date on there, obviously. It's January 28th. It's Tuesday, January 28th. Um, you are basically receiving me every single day from anywhere from half an hour to an hour and a half. And usually, when I have time on the days that I can, I will stay on upwards of an hour and a half if you have any challenges or need support. So I know that I'm giving you lots of support. You'll have a Facebook group, which I'll show you in a moment what kind of support is in the Facebook group. You've got PDFs, uh, posts with images, with recipes, posts with, here's why bananas are so great, or here's why Brussels sprouts are so great, and all the benefits you get from them. You will really be educated. You'll be educated about your liver, you'll be educated about foods as medicine, and so much more in pesos. For those of you who are listening that are in Mexico here with me, I'm asking 2,000 pesos. Uh, and I never turn anybody away because of money. So sometimes some people have not been able to do that and they've contributed what they can. And then I really ask if you could do a testimonial at the end to support, that would be great. Um, and then if you decide you want to pay upwards of $497, you can get a couple private one-on-one coaching sessions with me, 2 half-hour laser coaching sessions that I would offer to you as part of the cleanse. So I have had people pay a range of what they're able to. I know I've done other similar things and I have paid way more than $497, but I wanted to make sure that it's affordable for everybody, which is why I do a bit of a sliding scale. So, Laura, you said improve your sleep and kick the IBS to the curb. Uh-huh, excellent. Sleep better for you, Joanne, more energy and a new glow to life, healthy cravings. Yes, I know you can have all of that. And we can talk more about the IBS after. And I can certainly share all of this that I have with you, Laura, as well. So that we're not going to go through because I don't have that. This I have in a document for you, and there's more detail on it. That's the 7 steps to support your liver, increase vitality, and feel more alive. So I can drop the link after. I'll drop the link for you, Joanne, and I think I already sent it to you, Laura, in Facebook Messenger. And if you're on Facebook Messenger, you can find me there too, Joanne, and we'll make sure I get you that link. And that will give you this list and more to just get you started. So the reason we want to avoid the gluten is mostly because the gluten in North America is GMO and the seeds are sprayed with Roundup. Dairy, in particular, cheese is like glue to the liver. It's very hard on the liver. Most eggs breed viruses in our body. So if you're going to have eggs, which I seldom do now, if you're going to have them during the cleanse, you don't have them. First of all of these you avoid 100% during the cleanse, 100%. So from day 1 to day 9, you don't have any of these listed here. So that's why it's really good leading up to the cleanse to start to reduce some of those and take them out of your diet. I know Laura, if you've already got some of these out of your diet anyway. So eggs in particular, if you were going to have them, my recommendation would be know your farmer and make sure they're free range, happy chickens. So if you're going to have them, and once in a while, I like to have them, but I'm going to make sure I know where the eggs are coming from. Super important that you actually don't fast in the morning. I think I mentioned it earlier. When you fast, you give your adrenals and your body the message that it's like the caveman, cavewoman days where, oh, we don't know when the next meal's coming. So now we're going to preserve fat, and your body starts to go into a bit of fight, flight, freeze, conservation mode. And so it's not even sending energy for digestion, it's on more survival mode. So you don't want to fast, actually. You want to get up in the morning, and it's quite specific. We have 16 ounces of water with a slice of lemon or lime, or a cucumber if you're just not really into the lemon or lime. And then half an hour later, you can have your breakfast. There'll be times in the cleanse where half an hour later, you'll be having celery juice. And then you want to make sure you have some foods, ideally some fruit, a smoothie, maybe some porridge, but you're not having the nut milk with it or the butter or any of these on this list. Any questions about what to avoid? Herbal tea is fine, just as long as there's no caffeine. Yeah, whatever tea you have, as long as there's no caffeine. And is it chai? Is it a chai? Pine needles would be fine. Let me know, Joanne, in the chat, or you could unmute your mic. As long as there's no caffeine. So green tea, for example, has caffeine. You do not want to have the caffeine. So yes, this is what you are to avoid. You are to avoid gluten, dairy, eggs, lamb, pork, canola oil, because it's all GMO, caffeine, chocolate, alcohol, refined sugar, vinegar in particular, because it's really destroying the enamel on your teeth. And if you think how vinegar can be a cleaning product, not so great for our bodies. MSG, citric acid, and just like those food additives that are really just toxic. This is your list of what to avoid. And I gave a couple other recommendations in the 7 steps. 7 steps to support your liver and increase vitality and feel more alive. So the link that I sent you, Laura, you can click on that, and that'll come through my automated email. And then Joanne, if you remind me before the end of the call, I'll get that to you. And anybody listening to this recording later, just email me or send me a Facebook Messenger, and I'll make sure you get the link to the resource as well. Okay. So we've already talked about these. A big part in the bottom line here in the cleanse is as you move closer to the time when we're going to start the cleanse, you're going to start to reduce your fats. So let's say you're having a piece of fish. You're going to delay fats until lunchtime and then start to reduce them as you move towards the cleanse. It's not as critical. If you just want to make it easier for your body, that's one of the possibilities. But definitely, I actually follow that protocol now all the time. I just delay fats till noon, 6 days out of 7. I just, and I feel so much better. My bowels are happier, no more constipation, no more bloated belly. Just, yeah, way, way happier body. I'm not sure what your one question is. So Joanne, you said about chai with cinnamon, cardamom, peppercorns, and cloves. As long as there's no, you could do that with like a rooibos tea base. As long as there's no caffeine, absolutely, you can do all of those. Spices are fine. I'm not sure what your second question was, Laura. You said um, no fat. So no fat. So dairy has fat in it. Nut milk has fat in it. Butter has fat in it. Um, Meats have fat in them. So you want it. An avocado has fat. Oils have fat. So you want to just delay those until noon. Coconut, yes, coconut has fat as well. Flaxseed, hemp seeds, all of those. Coconut water is okay, but unless you're getting it fresh here, they probably have some coconut slipped in there too. So you could have that at noon. Now, I'm just talking about as you move towards the cleanse. Once you start the cleanse, you want to delay your fats till noon. And then eventually by day 4, you're actually going to, I think, leading up to it, you're going to delay them till noon. And then once you're in the cleanse, we delay till supper time for the first 3 days. And I'll show you this on a bigger, you get a whole PDF with all this. I'm kind of jumping a gun here a little bit ahead. That's not a good analogy. I'm jumping ahead. We don't want to do any gun stuff. Okay, we'll just let that go. All right. So what you need in addition to the grocery list that I'll get is you need a juicer and you need a blender. The other thing is I know here in Mexico, the other possibility is going to the mercado, the market, and they make juices for you. So that's another possibility. But you do need to be able to juice on the last day, day 9. So where is your liver? So your liver, I'm going to invite you to take your hands, is on the right-hand side, just below your rib cage. And your gallbladder is these are like the yin and yang organs. So they're connected. They support each other. Just going to check the chat again. Yeah, fruits and veggies, absolutely, absolutely. Everything else in abundance. Okay, so your liver is both the heaviest internal organ and the largest gland in your body. It is located in the upper right quadrant of your abdominal cavity below your rib cage and diaphragm. It is to the right of the stomach and overlies your gallbladder. Taoist corresponding yang organ of your liver is the yin organ. So in Taoist Tantra, which is my background in teaching, yin and yang, there's always a yin organ and a yang organ, and they complement and support each other. Any questions about where your liver is? I had several people, myself included, when I started doing this work, I did not know where my liver was. Now I know where most of my vital organs are in my body. Okay, I'm just going to check our chat again. Yeah, it is very big. So if anybody, I know Joanne, you said your gallbladder is gone. You still energetically have a gallbladder. So there's still things you can do that can support. And when you support your liver, that's going to energetically support what would have been the space, holding space for your gallbladder. So we can talk more about that too if you decide to jump on board. Yeah, the liver is big. It is the largest organ in our body. So here we're going to talk about some of the functions of your liver. And I want to know which one of these would you be most excited supporting with the liver cleanse? Detoxification. There are literally thousands of functions and some within all of these categories, but I'm going to give you the top 10 that I just kind of put together. Bile production. Bile production, you need bile to break down fat in your body. Without bile, you can't break down fat and you end up having fatty liver or it goes to your least important organs. Metabolism of nutrients. Your liver does that. Storage of vitamins and minerals. Blood sugar regulation, which impacts your mood and your energy. Production of blood protein and synthesis of proteins. Immune support. I have not been sick now for the last 2 years, and I was not sick during COVID either at all. Hormone regulation. That's a big one. I think I mentioned one of the women in the last cleanse was suffering from a lot of depression and just didn't have this life force energy in her. By day 5, she was like glowing and radiant. And her husband said it's the happiest he has actually seen her. So, what happens is the liver communicates with our master glands in our brain. And when we have a toxic liver, the messages can't get from the liver to the brain. So we don't have the release of the hormones that we need in our body so that we can lead healthy, regulated, happy lives. Cholesterol regulation, which is why Leslie was able to have that reduction in her cholesterol, because now her liver wasn't spending so much time on breaking down fats and detoxing. It had time also for cholesterol regulation. Processing of medications. So if you're taking any medications, your liver is the one processing them. So if you've got a toxic liver, you could be taking medications and they're not actually working optimally because your liver is too busy breaking down fats or detoxing, and it doesn't have any energy left to do the processing the medications. So when you do the liver cleanse, now your liver has more ability to do all the other jobs that it has. Just going to check our chat. Supplements allowed, yes, except for your omega-3. You're going to only take the omega-3 on days 1, 2, and 3 at supper time, and otherwise after that, you're going to let go of the omega-3. Detoxing. Yes, this is all about detoxing. So that was the one you said you're most excited about, is detoxing. Joanne, let me know, what are you most excited about looking at this list? And those of you who are listening to this later, send me a message and let me know which of these are you most excited about with the liver cleanse. All right, so here's what to do before the cleanse. All of this is in our Facebook group. I give you PDFs, I give you list, I give you support, and I'm more than happy. I check regularly in the Facebook group. So if you have questions, I'll show you how to post them in there, and I answer your questions. And if I don't answer them, I have other women that have done the cleanse before that are doing it again, like Connie. Rachel is my assistant. She often will catch messages too. So there's lots of, and other people that, yeah, will be part of the cleanse as well. So in the morning, this should actually say 16 ounces, but there has been times in my life where I drink a full liter, but that I will be changing to say 16 ounces. If you want to drink more, that's even better. But a minimum of 16 ounces of water in the morning, not cold, room temperature or warm, but not cold, not ice cold. That's a shock to your body. Eat lots of fruits and vegetables and leafy greens, as many as you want. Gather and eat wild greens if you have access to those. I wrote this at a different time of the year where I had spruce tips by my cabin, where I normally would live in northern Alberta, but right now I'm in Mexico, so not so many spruce trees here. And Joanne said 3 and 4, which I can't remember what 3 and 4 is right now, but we can pop back after. Rest and relax. You want to really be rested. Massage your liver. So even right now while I'm talking, you can do some circles, massaging your liver, smiling to your liver, thanking your liver. Invest time in nature. Liver is connected to the color green, which is nature and the wood element. So eat green, wear green, breathe and see green. And one of the things that Connie talked about, she's got this energy burst in the afternoon for snacks. In the afternoon, you're having apples and dates, Majol dates. So that's a way that you don't have your blood sugar crashing, is you have, and we'll talk more about the benefits of apples and dates when, if you decide to jump on board in the liver cleanse program. All right, so this is a quick overview. And like I said, if you decide to join, you get all of this in, I'm just going to try and move this out of our way here. It went ahead on me. Let's see if we can go back one. There we go. Okay, this is for days 1, 2, and 3. So every morning you start with 16 ounces of lemon or lime water. If you don't want to do lemon or lime, cucumber is an alternative substitution. Breakfast of your choice within the guidelines, and I give you the guidelines. Basically, the guidelines are avoid those things on that list and avoid the fats. I love to have fresh fruit in the morning, especially here in Mexico. There's a lot of beautiful mangoes and papayas, um, oatmeal with some dates, grated apple, ginger. Um, and I'll read here for IBS also specifics that he has to say, and we can adjust any of this for you as well, Laura. And then mid-morning, that's often when I have my porridge is mid-morning as a snack. I'll just have lots of fruit. I'll have a green smoothie in the morning. Just no protein powder, no flaxseed or anything like that in it. No fats. And then for lunch, it's a meal of your choice. This is once the cleanse is started. You're actually going to avoid fats until supper time. So, for example, the last round in the cleanse on the day one, I had a piece of salmon and salad and steamed vegetables, and I think maybe I even had a potato, steamed potato for supper. Another day, I had tacos for supper with. I think I had beans and maybe one time I had beef and then I had an avocado with it and vegetables and salad. Another time, I think I had a soup. And then in the evening, you're having an apple if you're hungry, so you're not going hungry. And one of the, which has got high in anthocyanins, is hibiscus tea, which here they call it Jamaica. So I learned how to make a Jamaica with Jackie here. And that's super, super powerful and so important. Any questions about days 1, 2, and 3? And know that every day you have a call with me and we go over it even more specifically, and you have lots of support. Everybody shares what they're eating. I talk about if that's okay. There's like so much support. Recipes are shared. Any questions that you have, Joanne or Laura? Thank you, Joanne, for adding that what you were hoping for is also the absorption of minerals and vitamins. Um, Oatmeal is really refined processed. You can get some good. I would say, yeah, don't go for the quick cooking. Go for the slow cooking. And I don't know. My experience has been the oats are really great for our heart health too. So I will typically have oatmeal, but not a processed one. Not those little packaged ones that you just add hot water, but like real oats. If you're not sure, just get some nice organic ones. Or um, I know in Edmonton, Alberta, and I'm sure Calgary is the same area. You can get them from like farmers nearby where you can get some nice oats where you know they're coming from. So nowadays you can get organic oats easily as well. So I get them at the market too. I buy like a 25-pound bag of oats. Um, yeah, we'll go over so there's specific fruits and vegetables that come on days 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I'll show those right away here. So days 4, 5, and 6, the morning is the same, except you're going to now add celery juice. And we were talking, Laura, whether with IBS that might be challenging for you. I would say if you start a little bit sooner and just have a little bit of celery juice and see how it is for your body. And I'm going to read up here too and see what he says about it. So on days 4 and 5 and 6, the big change is that it's now very specific what you're eating. I love because I don't have to do a bunch of big meal planning. It's already decided. So you're having steamed asparagus with the liver rescue salad. Now, my gal who had her intestine gone, she just had more steamed asparagus and Brussels sprouts and half of the salad. And then every afternoon, you're having at least 2 apples and 1 to 4 dates, or an amazing applesauce that is just a blended, is delicious. It's like a pudding. I absolutely love it. And it's basically just dates, apples, water, and cinnamon. And celery sticks you're having as well, with all the benefits of celery. And then your supper is basically, again, steamed asparagus with liver rescue salad or Brussels sprouts liver rescue salad. And then the evening is the same, all 9 days, the evening is the same. So I'm going to jump ahead to days 7, 8, and 9 because they are more specific. So day 7, you can have spinach soup around lunch. Otherwise, the morning is the same with the, I didn't mention the liver, sorry, I apologize for that. Liver rescue smoothie. So the liver rescue smoothie starts on day 4, 5, and 6. It's blueberries, banana, black cherries, or if you have access to dragon fruit that's got the pink in the middle, which most of us don't here. And then you are just adding water. And that I've been doing that every day, probably almost since the last cleanse. We get a powerful rush of anthocyanins. The blueberries are also great for clearing toxins out of the liver, really great liver support. The spinach soup is basically blended spinach, tomatoes, celery, some herbs if you want. And I just throw the cucumber in. I can't be bothered to make cucumber noodles. All of these you get the recipe for. They're all in the Facebook group. I can also email them to you if you want. The evening on day 7 is really unique. You're having steamed squash, sweet potatoes, with steamed asparagus and or Brussels sprouts, plus liver rescue salad if you want, because your body needs, when you get a rush of the glucose, the healthy glucose that's in the potatoes and sweet potatoes and squash, it basically tells your body there's no crisis, there's no famine. We're good. And now we can start doing major cleansing in the body. It's literally preparing your body by giving this healthy rush of glucose that you get from carbs, from healthy carbs. So instead of pastas that are processed, you've got the sweet potato and the squash and the regular potatoes. They're just a great form of healthy glucose for your body. And basically, day 8 is again just the spinach soup, and the supper is the steamed Brussels sprouts, asparagus. The reason you're having asparagus and Brussels sprouts is they are actually appetite suppressors, and they also do powerful things that I'll talk more about when we do the cleanse. And then day 9 is the big day where you're literally having juices all day. And if we still have watermelon at that time, which I think we do in Mexico, basically Jackie and I just blended a watermelon. We didn't juice it because there's not really much fiber. So we just blended it and drank it all day. You drink as much as you want. Apple, you have fresh apple mixed with cucumber and any kind of melons you want to have, which unfortunately in Alberta in the cold climate right now, that's not as easy to get the watermelon, but uh, it's still, I think, accessible or possible. I can also look up some alternatives when we don't have easy access to watermelon. But Laura and I have very easy access right now to lots of fresh fruit. So, any questions about days 7, 8, and 9? Okay, so know that this is a quick overview I'm doing right now, but when you have guidance in the liver cleanse every single day, we're reviewing that day and we're looking at the next day, reviewing that day, looking at the next day, and then we'll look at the groups of 3 days together that they all sort of have a bit of a theme. So I also have another resource if you want it, just let me know. It's 8 empowering steps to increase body love and self-confidence and feel like a goddess. Sorry, guys, this is for the women in who are doing this. But I realized that it's important that we also cleanse ourselves of negative self-talk and we start to talk really nicely to our bodies. So I put together, this is literally 20 years of women started saying, how come you love your body so much and you have such positive attitude? And I realized there's lots of things that I did to get to this place of loving my body. And so I've put together those in 8 steps, and you can literally start doing them tonight. So I can send you that as well if you're interested. It would just take me a moment to pull up the link. So I can send you that, and then the 7 steps to support your liver and increase vitality and feel more alive. Yes, you can add herbs and spices as much as you want to the vegetables, as long as they're not weird processed ones. So you just really know. There's, especially in North America, they can add fillers and things to that. So just, yeah, be aware that you're not, try to avoid some like spice blends and be more like, you know what you're putting in. So if it's dill or sage or rosemary, that it's just that, not complicated spices that might have had things added into them. All right, hibiscus tea. So for example, when we have the Jamaica, which is also known as hibiscus tea, and we have a link that I think is in the group where you can, Laura and I can get way better hibiscus Jamaica here in Mexico, but you can't actually order the one that we order. It only is available in Mexico. I'm going to be buying a big bag and bringing it home. But it has a unique anthocyanin compound, gives hibiscus its red color, and it literally helps to rejuvenate the liver. And you are drinking that every single evening. So I'll be able to give you the link, and I'm going to recommend that you order it now. You can't get it at the grocery store with the teas. I had one. It probably had a hint of hibiscus, of Jamaica in it, and it was basically other things in it. So you really want straight Jamaica. And I've been learning in Mexico how to make it properly. So we talk about that in the cleanse as well. So it's also bringing, helps to bring the liver back to life by cleansing mucus off the cell membrane walls and improving the liver's ability to perform its responsibilities. This is also, the hibiscus is a gallbladder rejuvenator. It cleanses, cleans off the gallbladder walls and improves the liver's personalized immune system. So, and I know you mentioned, Joanne, you don't have a gallbladder, but it's still going to help your liver, which probably has to do more work now that you don't have a gallbladder, but which is why it's even more important for you to support your liver. So here's an example. I would talk about dates. Why do we eat the dates? Well, the intestinal tract builds up mucus due to low hydrochloric acid and bile production. We need bile to break down fats that can slow down absorption of nutrients into the bloodstream. So dates literally expel and eliminate mucus, especially that produced by such pathogens as bacteria and fungus from the colon. The sugars in dates feed the liver in a good way. They're a great source of glucose for recovery and restoration that allows the liver to maximize its over 2,000 chemical functions. So that's typical, where I will share examples of a food. Why are we eating it? What is the benefit? And I'm not sure what other slide. I'll just check here. So those are not the dates. So we will do a stop share. And if you want to pop your questions in the chat, I will happily answer them. What kind of dates? The medjool dates, Medjool, medjool dates.
Thought I touched something and am
What
I
were you
still
saying?
in?
What were
Am
you
I
asking,
still
Laura?
in?
You're still
I
here.
touched something and now I'm on Facebook. I'm
You're
trying to
still
get back
here.
in.
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Harvested herbs, yeah, absolutely use those for sure. Yeah. Medjool dates, Medjool. So know that tonight we did an overview, and you literally have me every single day. Like I know I'm very generous. I want you to have the best cleanse ever. And you're going to be in community with others who jump on the call. The calls are all recorded as well. Rachel uploads them to Facebook the next day. And they're there. We have places. I'm going to share let me just pull up the Facebook group so you can see what it looks like to be in the group. I haven't, let's see, I'll show you. Yeah, so let me share that with you. Okay, so here's the Facebook group. I've got a whole bunch of people that were in it that will be leaving the group, and I'll just be having the people that are currently in the cleanse. So if you go here, there'll be discussion. So for example, the group that just finished the cleanse, we've got people posting something. So there's an example, benefits of celery juice. So I usually every day I post one food item that we're eating that particular day, and I will post the benefits of it. So it's going to give you even more reason to eat that food later. And then if you go to files, so here, let me just scroll up. So if you go to files, you'll see here I have recommendations for after the liver cleanse. I've got days 1, 2, and 3 chart, 4, 5, and 6 chart, 7, 8, and 9 chart. So let's pull up this middle one and we'll open it. So this is what you get. Can you see my chart right now?
I can't see a thing now. I got myself out and I don't know how to get back in.
Yeah, and I can see it.
Okay, so Laura, if you go to scroll down on your phone, you should be able to click back onto this link. If you go to the bottom of your phone you should be able to find it. And I can send this to you. So right now on the screen is day 4, 5, and 6, bigger than what I showed you in the PowerPoint. And it has what to eat, guidelines, the liver rescue smoothie recipes, reminders. Like it's all one page, and you print it off and you're good to go for those days. So we'll close that. And can you see my screen again, Joanne, with the liver Facebook page?
Yes.
Okay. So then under files, I'll show you what else is there. We've got grocery list. So I just updated and I'm going to review that again. So we've got grocery list. We've got some trackers if you want to start doing some of the protocols now. I can send you, well, as soon as you send me or get to me a deposit for it, you're in the group and you have access to everything here. Everything from before, even the recordings from before. So all of those are there for you. And again, I'm just going to jump to the discussion. So we'll scroll down to a couple others here. Laura, are you able to get back on and see the screen?
No, I just gave up because I'm afraid I'll be right out of it. I'm getting a little bit tired because that's 2 Zooms in a row.
Yeah, we're pretty much done. So I'll just show Joanne one last thing. So here's an example where I'll do a post. Let's see if I can find a different one. This one is more at the end, but I'll do a post and say, post your questions. So I do videos on how to make smoothies, how to make things. And then, so here's a check-in. So every day I have one image and it's a check-in. And it says, share your celebrations, questions, and challenges, and then comment on 3 more. And you can see here, there were lots of comments, people putting down their celebrations and commenting on each other's. So all of that is available and you will have that as well each day. So any other questions that you have?
So I do believe I'm gonna definitely go for it. So then it's just, how do you pay?
The easiest is you said you're in Strathmore. So if you basically, I'm going to send you 2 things here. I'm going to put my email. So if you basically just email me, so it's pleasurecoachvireo@gmail.com. That's in the chat there. And I'm also going to send you the 7 steps. And then I'll get you the other one. If I don't find it right away here, I can get that to you
That's seven
later.
steps and the resource gift. That resource gift
Yeah,
there was, yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm going to give you right now. So I'm going to
Okay.
pop that in the chat there. So if you click on that link, then you can download, you'll just sign up. And if you could put your full name, that helps me in your email. And then I can also, let me just check here. I've probably got the
Okay.
other one.
Oh, I just, let me just get out of that.
And did you have any other questions, Laura? I know you've been on lots of Zooms today, so in a full day.
No, no, not right now.
Okay, and we'll be talking soon anyway, so um I'm going to take
I
there's
think just, I think because I pulled up that 7 proven steps, I don't have, well, I'll just put my name in it there, right?
yeah.
And
So
then,
Laura, I'm gonna take a photo of these 4 pages about IBF. Do you want IBS? Do you want me to send them to you?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to read up on them and then I'm going to send them to you as well. I've read them before, but it was a while ago. So I'm going to reread them and I will send you those.
Okay.
And I know there'll be support that was going to help you regardless of whether you do the cleanse or not. But I am pretty certain that it's going to support you. And we might just have to adjust some of the fruits and vegetables and things that you eat based on what you know works for you and what doesn't work for you. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did have one question. People that are on the cleanse, are they able to do very much or not much at all?
Yep,
Like
the
for you.
only day, yep, your days 1, 2, and 3 are pretty normal. Like just some people felt a little bit headachy or nauseous on days 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. It's different for everybody, but everybody carried on with their normal life. Um, Day 9, my recommendation is you do not do anything else, but you stay home and you rest and you do the cleanse on the day 9. There's some
Okay.
people they delayed their start date because they knew when they wanted to have the day 9 land. And then I recommend the Sunday we do usually later in the day, we do a celebration call and everybody gets an opportunity to share their celebrations of their accomplishments. And so I like to have the Saturday, Sunday where you're not working and you're just giving your body time to rest, especially on day 9.
Okay.
Um, that day in particular is really important because you've worked really hard and you've spent money and time and energy to do the cleanse, and on day 9 you want to let your body now detox, and it's very
Okay.
gentle on day 9 because you've already been doing things to lead up to that, but you want to have, that's the day you want to lay in the hammock.
Right. Now, is there a lot of purging in this? People get have diarrhea and because it's supposed to be a cleanse, it's supposed to do that. So does that some
So
say?
my experience has been that when you have the celery juice, you should be near a toilet because you're going to have
Okay.
release.
Okay.
I do find that people have an increase in bowel movements,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not usually, I mean, sometimes people have a bit of diarrhea, but not usually. Usually it's just an increase. So when you're having the celery juice, my recommendation is to, get up in the morning, have it like you wake up, you have your water. Half an hour later, you have your celery juice, and don't plan on being somewhere in that first hour of the morning so that you want to make sure you're near a toilet. So because you're going to
Yeah.
have most of your releases in the morning. So if you just don't plan something super early in the morning, especially starting on day 4, day 1, 2, and 3, just carry on as normal. But I would say as you get towards having the celery juice, don't plan something early in the morning. Like just give
Okay.
yourself a little bit of time to be near a washroom so you can have release because you will be releasing. But it shouldn't
Okay.
be it should still be pretty, it's a lead up to it so that it's gentle. Joanne, do you want to drop your email in there too for me? I've got your name. And then,
I'm gonna get back to it here.
Okay,
Any
I
other
think I'm
questions that
gonna
you
leave
have?
you. No, I'm done, so I think I'll just hang up now.
that sounds great. And
Thank you.
you know how to reach me, Laura. I might swing by to pick up my glasses tomorrow. I'll let you know when you're around
In the
and
morning, you mean? Tomorrow?
I'll message you and let you know. We'll figure it out. I'll just
Yeah.
stay with Joanne here and answer her
Okay,
question. Awesome. Thanks, beautiful.
okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Nice meeting you.
Awesome. So Joanne, if you wait one moment, I'm going to get here. We'll stop the recording.
I'm trying to get back to the download is ready. I'm trying to get back